Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of BadgerBlitz TV, our weekly recruiting Q&A with Clint Cosgrove. I'm Jake Kocorowski, senior writer at BadgerBlitz.com, which is your Rivals.com destination for all things Wisconsin athletics, from the recruiting trail inside Camp Randall Stadium, which is currently still under construction, and on the court of the Kohl Center. And like I mentioned, this is our weekly setup. We have the amazing, bringing him into the picture right now, Clint Cosgrove, Rivals.com recruiting analyst, owns the Midwest with great content. If you go to Rivals.com, search what he does. This is why we have him on every week here on BadgerBlitz.com. And this is our weekly Q&A. And what we do is we tell y'all, our subscribers, which of course go to BadgerBlitz.com, subscribe. Great content, 40 years of experience between three senior writers. And we say, hey, let's ask Clint some questions. And we do. And so with that, Clint, I'm going to stop talking. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. I'm great. Allergy season kicking in, so I'm hoping I don't sneeze throughout this, and but otherwise I've been great. It's been, it was nice having a week off from not traveling, able to get some catch up work done in the office, and then I head out to Dallas tomorrow for our rivals camp down there. So no, everything's been really good.
Excellent. And once again, folks, what we do with these questions, so we get them from our subscribers. You subscribe to BadgerBlitz.com in the Badger's Den every couple of weeks or so. I'll throw in a thread. It says, we're doing this week. We're asking Clint some questions. What do y'all have for us? And you all delivered last week, so we appreciate our subscribers. I know a couple of people on YouTube have asked some questions. Folks, we're going to try to get to you too. Maybe in the future ones come up the next couple of weeks as well, because you have some good questions there. But Clint, let's start off the first one, because you know this player quite well from your recruiting prowess and whatnot, and he just visited Wisconsin this past weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
What are the chances for Wisconsin with 2024 defensive tackle Justin Scott, who, again, unofficially visited Wisconsin this past weekend, but you have him very high up in your board in terms of skill sets and what he could bring at the next level?
Yeah, so he is a 2024. What a lot of people don't realize, unless they've read recent articles that I've had on him, this was his first year of varsity football. So he grew up, playing, I know, basketball and I think soccer as well. And, got a little taste on the freshman team his freshman year. And then his sophomore year, I went over to practice, saw him, freaky, I mean, raw, but freaky good. So his recruitment is going to, I think, change a lot he's already got a lot of offers, but it's going to change a lot over the next couple of years. I think he will be a national kid. I will probably politic for him to be a 5-star in our next recruiting rankings update. I don't know if it'll happen yet, but I do see him becoming a 5-star eventually. So his recruitment is going to be on a national level at some point. He's about 6'5", 315 pounds or so. The kid runs like a skill player. He's athletic as all get out. And once it clicks for him, once he gets the whole technique, because he's doing this he's getting good coaching, but he's doing this all with just raw ability. So he is a special player. The thing that's interesting with him, and it'll be interesting to see how it changes over the next couple of years, is the kid had played like 2 varsity games and he gets an offer from Illinois. So he wasn't even thinking of football recruiting at that time, And so I think this has kind of come at him by not, surprise, but I think it has probably come a little faster than he would have expected. And so as he gets more love and as more teams offer, it'll be interesting to see how his outlook changes over the years. But I would say right now, Wisconsin has as good a chance as anybody. He is a very humble kid. I don't think he's going to be all about the flash of certain programs. He's a football player. He goes to a high regarded Catholic school. There's just, there's a lot to be seen in his recruitment, but I know he enjoyed his time up in Madison. like I said, I do think he'll become a 5-star player. And the one thing I do know is when I first talked to him after he got his first offer, I was like, are there any other schools, like a dream school for you to play at? And the only thing he really mentioned was Georgia, because he had family down there. So, a lot has changed since then. But I'd say Wisconsin has a shot at him, and especially, he's a 24 and they're making him a priority right now, and he enjoyed his time up there. So special player. You land a kid like that, he can change things pretty quick. A dominant defensive lineman, interior guy who can hold up against the rush, but also has that interior pass rush ability. And he can also run sideline to sideline like a linebacker. So a lot to like there. And I would say Wisconsin, at least for now, is in it.
Now, another target for Wisconsin, a class earlier in the class of 2023, outside linebacker recruit Tackett Curtis visited this past weekend as well. If y'all go to BadgerBlitz.com, John McNamara caught up with him this past week. Again, Curtis, 45 offers, will be taking an official visit to Wisconsin in early June. We confirmed that. I guess before we get into one question, our last question, let's talk about his skill sets. What have you seen from his game that stands out?
So this kid is a downhill, athletic, light you up type of player. Sideline to sideline, great instincts. He plays safety a lot at the high school, and you will see him come down from 15 yards off the ball and straight up run through somebody at the line of scrimmage. So that kind of tells you about his athleticism and his want to when it comes to hitting. And that's obviously a good thing for a linebacker recruit. I think he has the ability to play both inside or outside. He's going to be a sideline to sideline defender. Like I said, very physical. I have not seen him in person, so it's a film evaluation. But he is a guy that we've talked about a lot in rankings meetings amongst ourselves as the national analysts. He's listed at 6'3", 220. Now, he doesn't look that on film. If he is actually 6'3", 220, this kid to me is special, and just the way he plays the game. I mean, he's a high motor kid, like I talked about, his instincts, making plays from the secondary down at the line of scrimmage. He runs through players. He doesn't just, wrap up and tackle. He runs through them. And his upside is as good as it gets. And like I said, especially if he's in that 6'3", 220 range, no telling how big he can get. And as long as he can maintain that athleticism, he's got a chance to be a very, very special player.
Now, within that, too, Wisconsin, I think a couple of weeks ago, had offered some linebacker recruits and whatnot. And obviously, there are going to be a lot of programs, high-profile programs, that are going to be in contention for his services. He confirmed that there are going to be 2 other official visits in June. You're looking at USC out with Lincoln Riley out in Southern California, Ohio State as well with their new defensive coordinator. Bobby April, the outside linebackers coach for Wisconsin, the Wisconsin staff has built up a very good relationship with them, with Curtis and his family. I guess, when you see those offers, this is a fan's question, so we're going to ask this here, like and we're going to paraphrase it a little bit, but when you have see these offers going out at a position where you're, potentially the same position as a recruit that's a high target, a key target with this class, is it time to worry or panic when you see those type of offers going out to those who play that same position?
I don't think so, because one, if it's a position of need and that you need to, have spots in that class on your roster at a specific position, you've got to do your due diligence, and you've got to put out the offers to the kids that you're going to have a chance at and recruit. I don't think that's based off of Tackett, because let's say the class is full, and Tackett decides he wants to come, you still find a way to get him in. So I would not be worried about offers going out at the position. It just means that is a spot that we have to fill. We've allotted a certain amount of scholarships in his class for that position. It's been identified as a position of need, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And like I said, even if another linebacker were to commit, I still wouldn't be worried, because at the end of the day, you find a way to get Tackett Curtis in your class. Now, I can also tell you that Wisconsin is very much in it. He's, like you said, he's set up 3 official visits: Wisconsin, USC, and Ohio State. I do know that he loves the coaching staff at Wisconsin. You mentioned Coach April, building that relationship. I think that's been huge. He also loves the Wisconsin defense, and he feels that his skill set fits what these linebackers that Wisconsin has been churning out. He's all about that. Now, I know he has Ohio State probably slightly has the edge right now. But USC and Wisconsin are very much in it. Jim Knowles at Ohio State made an early priority when he got to Oklahoma, or when he got from Oklahoma State to Ohio State. But I would not worry at all. Wisconsin may not be the number one. They may be. We don't know. But he is getting one of the 3 official visits, and he came up here on his own dime from Louisiana, and then schedules an official right after. So he's obviously very intrigued with the program, with the defense, with the coaching staff. And it seems like he's built great relationships. So Wisconsin's definitely in the mix with him. And it's not often that you see Wisconsin in the mix with a kid from Louisiana with an offer list like that. So I would say the staff has done a really good job with him. And, I do feel Wisconsin will be in it to the very end.
Clint, man, we appreciate you as always making time. I know you're saying you're heading off to Dallas. What else do you have coming up on Rivals.com with more camp coverage?
We'll have our usual camp coverage after the Dallas camp. Standout performers, recruiting updates, interviews. A thing that I always like is the kids predicting where other kids are going to go. Now that we're getting towards the midpoint, or past the midpoint of our camp series, we'll start putting out the top performers overall from the camps, articles about how these camps are going to affect the upcoming rankings releases. So a lot of content will come out of that. They're a lot of fun. Like I said, there will be a couple thousand kids at the combine portion. Some of those guys will earn invites to the invite portion the next day, but it's going to be a lot of top players there. So a lot of good stuff coming out of that. And that keeps you busy for a good week after. So I'm excited for that. And then after that is we're finally in the Midwest for the Rivals camp. We'll have the Indianapolis one on Combine April 23rd, and then the invite portion on the 24th. A lot of Wisconsin targets should be there as well. So looking forward to that. But yeah, just out here living the dream and watching some ball, talking some ball, and you can't beat that. So,
Clint, man, we appreciate your time as always, man. We'll catch you next week.
Looking forward to it. Have a good one, man.
You as well, folks. Clint Cosgrove, again, Rivals.com recruiting analyst. Amazing stuff within the Midwest and beyond. Make sure you guys go to Rivals.com, BadgerBlitz.com as well. We'll tune in next week. We got more coming up, more Q&As and more sessions. Make sure to. We got spring football interviews with position groups. We get the offensive line tomorrow on Friday, so that's going to be a lot of discussions with Bob Bostad and various players with a lot of change from 2021. For everyone here at BadgerBlitz.com, I'm Jake Kocorowski. We'll talk to you next week here on BadgerBlitz TV.